Hey, what's up? So I wanted to do a video on all of my Ween CDs, my entire Ween CD collection. I'm actually going through all of my CDs, not just the Ween CDs, but all of my CDs, and taking them out of the jewel cases and putting them into pages and then into books. I'm about 20 years behind the rest of the world who has done this a long time ago, and or just gotten rid of their CDs altogether. I mean, I'm not much of a CD collector, but in terms of a music collector, I would say I probably average. I have a few hundred overall, and yeah, I was just going through my CDs and came across my Ween stuff and figured, I wanted to make a video because there's a lot of things that, I picked up over the years. Bought a lot of stuff back in the early days of eBay and whatnot. And I've never really been a CD collector in general in terms of, singles and EPs and stuff like that. But for Ween, that was kind of the one band that I would, search for their harder to find stuff, and anytime I would see something at a record shop, I'd pick it up, on the cheap or whatever, and keep my eyes peeled. Same thing with the with LP, my Ween LP collection and 7-inch 45 collection. So I do have a decent amount of Ween CDs. So I'll start off with the regular releases. I won't spend a lot of time on them because these are the ones that you can get, or I'm assuming that you can still get all of these fairly easily. So God, Ween, Satan, obviously. This is the re-release edition. I did used to have a regular edition. I don't know whatever happened to it. I guess it just got so old and beat up. I just got rid of it. I don't know exactly, but I didn't come across it. So I do still have this one, which is the re-release. I think from like 2000, 2001, something. Yeah, 2001. So that's the slipcase of that. Okay, and copy Electra version of the Pod, which I don't have the cover for anymore, but I do have the actual CDs in there, and the back. I think is because at one point one of my CD books had gotten stolen, so the front to this was in that CD book, but the disc was in the CD player. So the crooks didn't get the actual Pod CD itself, just the front cover. So fuck them. Shimmy disc version of the Pod, just about the same thing. Not a whole lot of differences on that guy. That is different though, the actual disc. So that's pretty cool. Regular Electra version of Pure Guava. I don't know if there is any others. A couple different copies of Chocolate and Cheese. Again, I don't think there was any other pressings of the CD besides the Electra version. I just happen to have 2 copies of it. Country album. Same thing with that. I don't know if there was anything unique about that, but got it. Regular version of the Mollusk. Again on Electra. First live album, Painting the Town Brown. Also on Electra. I think you could still get that. A regular version of White Pepper. The Sanctuary Records debut, Quebec. And of course, La Cucaracha, which is on what, Rounder? Yep, Rounder. Cool. And then Shinola. think that's just on Choco Dog. I'm assuming you could still get that. I think you can still get that. Ween All Request Live, also on Choco Dog. I'm pretty sure you can still get that. And this was just from, oh, it's from more than a few years ago, but at the Cat's Cradle, live 1992. Also on Choco Dog. Cool shit. Okay. Friends EP. I think it's still in print. I think you can still get that. If not, I'm sure you can still find that fairly easily. Okay, and then a couple of the sort of more oddball full-length albums. Let's see here. The alternate artwork for the Mollusk. And I think there's a couple of differences on this. This is a promo copy of the Mollusk. And I think there might be a couple of really faint differences on the actual music itself. But I don't think it's very noticeable. But that's the alternate artwork on the advanced promo copy. And then same thing with White Pepper promo version. It's just the peppers all over the sleeve. Cool artwork. The Live in Toronto on Choco Dog CD version, I don't think you can find that very easily anymore. Very cool live album. And then I know this guy has been bootlegged on LP, but that's the original CD version of Live at Stubbs. Again, on Choco Dog, very cool. Complete show on CD. And this is this plastic wrap that you see here. This is actually a plastic sleeve for a 7-inch record. So if if anyone's looking for ideas on how to take something like this and put it in a plastic sleeve, that's my suggestion. Z-Rock Hawaii. Totally awesome album. Way overlooked in terms of, you know, the Ween albums. I mean, I guess you can't really call it Ween. It's Z-Rock Ween with I from Boredoms, but just really fucking great CD. Really fucking weird. Just great stuff. Okay. And then some CD singles and EPs. So this is the Push the Little Daisies EP on a slipcase on Elektra. So that has Push the Little Daisies Shitless Radio Edit, Push the Little Daisies Happier Than Shit album version. Okay, so this has the Push the Little Daisies Shitless Radio Edit, Push the Little Daisies Happier Than Shit album version, Ode to Renee, I Smoke Some Grass, Mango Woman, and Push the Little Daisies Funky Drummer Mix. So that's a really cool slipcase version of that. Push the Little Daisies EP on August Records. And the hard, it's like the slim case. It's pretty cool. Push the Little Daisies, Mango Woman, Puerto Rican Power, and Ode to Renee. Here's just a Push the Little Daisies CD single. Some of these CD singles from the 90s didn't have covers or anything like that. It's just like the CD. Voodoo Lady. There's a bunch of different singles for the chocolate and cheese. So this was the Voodoo Lady single. It's just Voodoo Lady by itself. The Can't Put My Finger on It EP. This was really cool at the time. This was Can't Put My Finger on It, Tear for Eddie. Now I'm Freaking Out in Bakersfield. So that was one of the early ways that you could get the digital versions of Now I'm Freaking Out and Bakersfield. Freedom 76. Also, the Slim Case EP has Freedom 76, Freedom 76 Shaved Dog Mix, Now I'm Freaking Out, and Polo Asana on Flying Nun. Voodoo Lady EP. And that has Voodoo Lady, Buenos Tardes Amigo, There's a Pig, and Vallejo. So you're seeing some of those B-sides on some of these that are, you know, at the time were, you know, pretty rare. This is one of the singles for You Were the Fool and Piss Up a Rope. This probably was supposed to have a cover, but I think I bought this on eBay and it just never came with it, so I was disappointed, but I never like bought another one of it, so that's on Flying Gun as well. Oh, I'm out of order here, but this is also a Freedom 76 single. And this has the album version and the Mike D mix. So that's pretty cool as well. Beastie Boys getting in there. And that does have a back on it as well. Okay. The Even If You Don't single, that does have a back but no front. So some of them have, that has the LP version, radio edit, call out hook, and the audio bio. It's one of the first times you saw something like that for Ween. So just a guy saying, like, you know, who they are, where they're from, and that kind of dumb shit. Stay Forever single, White Pepper. That has Stay Forever, Who Dat, and The Grobe. So, like I said, back in these days, that was one of the only way to get some of these quote-unquote B-sides. Quebec, Tried and True. I think this was just it's like a Quebec like sampler. Tried and True, It's Gonna Be a Long Night, Happy Colored Marbles, Transdermal Celebration, and Hey There Fancy Pants. No B-sides on that. Ocean Man. Pretty cool even without a cover. Just has the album version. Mutilated Lips. Also just the album version. Your Party. And this is like one of those recycled slip disc style. Just has Your Party from the album. And then these are a couple of just, I don't know if you call these slip cases or not, but this was a Pure Guava sampler. Just says you're going to have the rest of this on November 9th, Ween. So that's pretty cool. This has, this doesn't have anything on the back. And this has Little Birdie, Big Joan, Push a Little Daisies, Reggae Junkie Juice, Sarah, Flies on My Dick, and Hey Fat Boy Asshole. So you get a sample of the album. This was one of my favorites, Sky Cruiser. Really cool. Doesn't really match up with any of the albums. I guess the closest one would be Pure Guava. Sky Cruiser, Big Joan, Don't Get Too Close to My Fantasy, and Cover It with Gas and Set It on Fire. So that was always one of my favorite CD EPs, I guess you'd call it. Okay, and so this is probably the most bizarre CD single that I have. It's Freedom 76 and Voodoo Lady. And it's a Flying Nun CD single. But from what I remember, I could not really find this anywhere, or what, listed on any kind of, CD collecting websites or anything like that. I'll have to look again because it's been a long time, but I don't know if this was supposed to come with something, or you know, how this was distributed exactly, but I don't even remember where I found this. I think it might have been at a record show somewhere, but this is kind of the biggest mystery of my collection. So if you know anything about this, it would be a big help. And like I said, I haven't looked in a long time. I'll have to check Discogs and see if there's anything. It just has Freedom 76 and Voodoo Lady on it. So that's sort of the most bizarre piece of my Ween CD collection. And a couple of spin-offs here. Moist Boys 2. It's the only Moist Boys I have on CD. And that's on Grand Royal. Okay, Chris Hartford. First Rays of the New Rising Sun. I think that's on Elektra. Yeah, it's on Elektra. That's cool. Chris Hartford. Looking out for number 6. Okay, Claude. Falling Alone. Great album. If you can come across that one, that's a great grab. Pick that up if you've never heard that one. Okay, The Full Catastrophe. That one's good, but Falling Alone I think is really good. Instant Death. It's Dave. 27 tracks. All classics. And then this is pretty old. This was a band called the Cogs. This is from back in the day. This is one of the things that would constantly pop up when you were searching for Ween stuff back in the late 90s. Absolute Ween, a tribute. The Cogs performed the songs of Ween. And this is a pretty out there CD on Bear Records. I mean, this is kind of like one of those like homemade, you know, this is as homemade as it gets here. Captain Fantasy, Sarah, Pork Roll, Egg and Cheese, Birthday Boy, and Puffy Cloud. From what I remember, it's just everything is just a really like sung in like a very light and kind of hazy kind of way. But cool piece to the collection. I guess it's just from another era. So yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. There's a couple of other Ween collection videos that I have on here, and please check out the Ween cast. There's been 3 episodes so far. We're hoping to do some more soon. Yeah, if there's anything you want to see, if there's anything you don't want to see, please drop a comment. Anything would be welcome. If you want to buy any of these, I'm up for any kind of offers. I doubt that I'd sell any of them, but if there's something that grabs your attention, we'd just love to hear some comments. So, again, please subscribe to the channel, and thanks a lot.